everybody. I'm Angela Pattison. I'm here with my friend Deborah Smith. We're at her house. So we are going to be sharing everything about gut health, the GLP-1 natural hormone production, and what we have, why we started using these amazing products for both of us about 5 years ago, and what this has done and how it works. So hang tight. We're going to give you some great information. And first, I want to start with when I started, why I started, a little my testimony. I'm going to have Deborah share, and then we're going to go into some of the details about how this works for you. Well, how this works and how this can help you too. So for me, I started this 5 years ago. First of all, let me say this. I'm a mama of 5 boys. They're 14 to 25. I'm also a grandma now, y'all. I am 48 years old, and I'm right in the center of perimenopause for sure, have all the symptoms. And I have for the last several years, actually, but it's gotten more intense over the last year and a half, I'd say. But anyway, when I started here 5 years ago, I literally started just because of major gut health issues. I had some stuff going on with acid reflux and esophagus not working right, and inflammation in my body, hormonal imbalance, blood sugar spikes, not sleeping as well, brain fog, a lot of the things that probably a lot of us call normal. And we think it's just because we're aging. But what I found was that there was even some leaky gut stuff going on, and I just wasn't feeling my best. And when I realized that I could actually get to the root and that we had something that could help, I was like, okay, I'm going to give this a try, because I was just tired of being miserable. And I also was having a lot of pain in my body, and I just wasn't feeling my best. So I got started on our basic system. We're going to go into the gut health system and why it helps and how everybody can come in with that system. If nothing else, you can all come in and do the gut health system well, it's called gut health system now. It used to be called something else called triplex. But basically, it's a 3 products that are going to get to the root issues of whatever you have going on in your body to help your body function the way it was designed. And when I started, I was just like, I'm desperate for something. So I got on these products. 3 weeks later, I began to notice a shift, brain fog going away, my hormones and balancing more. I do remember that I was working with my son on some school problems. I was homeschooling him. And I just was like, I can think more clearly. I'm not getting as frustrated. I'm more motivated. That was like the first things I noticed, y'all. And then I started to see breakthroughs in all the areas I mentioned, plus allergies even going away. And I mean animal allergies and food allergies and so many things that this was helping me with, that I got really excited. I began to talk to my friend Deborah about it and others, and we just started seeing more and more improvements. Fast forward to, goodness gracious, like in the last few months, we found out about this new combo. And the thing was is that I have hit a wall again with what felt like, what the heck's going on with my metabolism? Like, it's perimenopause stuff. And even though I was in a good weight and I was feeling really good, I began to notice I wasn't losing weight as easy. Things were not working for me. And y'all, I was eating clean, working out, drinking my water, doing weights, getting my steps in, cutting out and like doing macro counting, cutting out all the bad things you shouldn't be eating, literally all the things they say to do. And it was like my body just wasn't doing the same. And I was very frustrated because I was feeling bloated and noticing just some more brain fog again, and just did things like that. And basically realized it was perimenopause stuff that was causing me to feel this way, hormonal imbalance, and definitely some stubborn weight and belly fat and things like that. So I was really excited to get started on the new combo. And I've been hearing everybody talk about GLP-1, but I did not want to go do a shot. I want to do everything natural. And that's what got me excited about this. So I'm going to let Deborah share her story, what got her started here. She's going to go over the gut health system, and then we're going to dive into GLP-1.
Well, hey everyone. So I've been with Plexus for 5 years. Really, what brought me here was rheumatoid arthritis, which does not run in my family. I've always been very active. I've always been very healthy, eating most of the time balanced stuff. And so here I am. I find myself dealing with osteoarthritis and rheumatoid arthritis. And so I jumped into the gut health system Angela shared with me, and she had actually just gotten started and said, "Hey, I think this will work. Why don't you, do this with me?" So I jumped into a system that gets to root issues. And that is what was so exciting to me, because it was going to get to the root issue of inflammation, poor gut health, and balanced blood sugar. So it's balancing your blood sugar. And I knew that I had gut issues that needed to be addressed. And so I jumped in with this system. I'm going to see if I can show this to you. I don't know if I can lift up all these. I don't know if you can see it or not. So this is Slim. This is a drink. There's two kinds. It balances blood sugar, balances hormones, helps with sleep. There's a microbiome that really addresses the gut health with prebiotics in it. And this is a hunger control that helps you feel fuller longer, has some added fiber in it, but both do the same thing. And it's really balancing blood sugar. So that is the key. And it does help with weight management. I love it because it reduces cravings, and it works along with these two, which is BioCleanse and ProBio 5. So BioCleanse is going to clean on a cellular level. It oxygenates the blood, which is amazing. It helps with things like Angela mentioned, allergies. Together, these are a powerhouse. So it's cleaning cellularly. I love that about this. It helps digestively as well. So it helps with regularity. And then you have the ProBio 5, which gets to root issues. It actually begins to reverse poor gut health. And it is using an enzyme to crack the shell of the yeast and kill it. And, together they're putting in good bacteria, and it's balancing the gut again. It actually heals and restores the good bacteria. And so that's what I started with. It pulls out inflammation from the body. And that is what helped to reverse rheumatoid arthritis for me. And that is really why I started with Plexus.
I love that, y'all. So the thing is that I wasn't starting this to do no business. I just wanted to feel better. I needed answers. I had been praying for answers, and this became a solution. And then my friends asking me about it, and then other people were. And the next thing you know, there was like, I was like, everybody around us like needs this. So anyway, I'm gonna now dive into about GLP-1, the buzzword. Everybody's talking about it. And no, I'm not talking about the shot. I actually thought that GLP-1 was just a shot. I didn't realize that GLP-1 is actually a hormone we already all have, that's produced mostly in the gut. And I'm going to be reading a little bit from some of my notes just so that I can give you all this information that is so key, so my thoughts are very clear. And you can take notes on this too if you want. But y'all, it's fascinating, the things I've been learning. So all of us, like I was saying, like we're talking about the GLP-1 hormone, and the thing that GLP-1 stands for is glucagon like peptide 1. So it is a built-in hormone that helps regulate hunger, blood sugar, and metabolism. We already have it. But the issue is that signaling gets off. I don't know if you've heard people talking about food noise, all the food noise. I've been hearing a lot of people talk about that. And I'm like, what the heck are they talking about when they say food noise? But it has to do with blocking of the signaling of your GLP-1 being able to function the way that God designed it to. So God designed our this hormone to help regulate our blood sugar, to help us with knowing when we're hungry, when we're full, not wanting to like eat too much and things like that. And I don't know about you, but I have struggled off and on, especially during perimenopause as it's hit, with emotional eating sometimes, and not knowing when I'm full, or overeating and then snacking or craving the wrong things. And just the things that will happen, especially for me at night. I snack at night. I would, and whether it's sweets or salty or whatever, I was just always having cravings, and I just wasn't having control over that anymore. But what if it's not a hunger problem? It's a signaling problem. So, like I was saying, it has to do with your brain and gut connecting and sending signals, which is what this hormone does to help you know when you're really hungry, when you're full, and when you really want something or not. That is one of the things that the functions of this hormone does for us. So your GLP-1 or your gut releases. Okay, so it's designed. I mean, part of it is in the gut, like I was saying. If you have poor gut health, that's one of the biggest things that blocks the signal from working. So if you're on a lot of medication, antibiotics, which a lot of us have done rounds of that, right? It can completely mess up the microbiome in our gut. And that also causes a lot of other issues, y'all, but it definitely affects this hormone from working the right way. It affects those signals, and it's going to cause there not to be that traveling from your brain to your gut the way it's supposed to. And so your brain will respond, and instead of it telling you again like you're full or when you don't need to eat or when you do need to eat, it's just not going to be working the same. So the other things that disrupt the signaling, I'm going to read them off. Not only having the poor diet is another thing that's going to help or going to break up that signaling from happening. It's not just the poor gut health, but a poor diet. So over processed food all the time. Um, Chronic stress will definitely affect this signaling. Poor sleep, ongoing inflammation in your body. And anyway, it can cause you to feel like, oh my gosh, is my metabolism broken? Has anybody else felt like that? I was thinking like my metabolism's not working the same anymore. And I'm just always hungry and I'm moody and hormonal and all this stuff. But really, it's all this stuff going on in our gut. It's our blood sugar spiking when it shouldn't be, and the signaling not working properly. So the gut connection, I'm going to read a little more about that. So the GLP-1 is released again from your gut, and in the gut environment, when it's healthy the way it's supposed to be, it's going to cause you to be able to have that signal working, like I already mentioned, but it's also going to help everything else that Deborah was even talking about. So whatever it is, whether it is whatever chronic illness you might be having, and poor I mean, tell me, I'm sorry, I'm forgetting where I'm trying to go here, like some of the autoimmune, that's what I'm trying to say, autoimmune issues, or for me, some people even having problems with so many other things, whether it's autoimmune, you're not going to the bathroom right or whatever, that can be a gut health issue. But when you add to it your perimenopause or menopause or wherever you at postmenopause, which we forgot to say that, but Deborah and I are in totally different brackets. I'm perimenopause and she's postmenopause. Both of us were not having the signaling working, plus we had poor gut health. So we addressed the gut health first with the basic triplex that she talked about. Now we're seeing the new combo, which I'm going to talk about how this is helping. It's restoring the signaling again. And I'm sorry that I lost my place in my notes, y'all, if I'm a little bit choppy in what I'm saying, but this is the whole thing, is that this is working. The bottom line is that before, where I was feeling like I'm not getting results, now I am getting results. I've lost 7 pounds already in just 5 weeks. Deborah's lost what, 8 pounds? 8 pounds. My friend Danny's lost 15 pounds in 5 weeks. My sister, who was stuck and she has stuff going on with her, like she's not had anything work for her no matter what she's done, and we are seeing results, and it's because the signaling is working. And what some people are saying, the food noise is gone, we're now seeing it work for us. And so the thing is that it is actually getting to the root. This is not a synthetic version like the shot, which is all synthetic, and it's not natural, right? And so people have to stay on it. With this combo, it's actually going to the root and helping correct the signaling and getting to the root to help your body do what it's supposed to. You will not have to be on this for life. This is just actually correcting the issue. But at the same time, there's so many other health benefits that you're getting, not just hormonal stuff, not just weight management, but it's absolutely helping with that. The cravings are not the same anymore. I'm sleeping better. My mood and my energy levels are better since we started on this. And now I'm going to go into a little bit more about these specific products. So she mentioned the Slim Hunger Control, specifically the Black Cherry Lime Blossom, is part of the GLP-1 combo. And this hunger control, we mix with a scoop of our Restore together to make that purple drink. And we take 2 capsules of balance at the same time. And there is a specific time of day that this works better, and we can talk to you about that, one on one, to help you with what's better for your schedule as well. But there's a certain window of time that you want to take this, and it's going to help right when your cortisol might be coming down and crashing. And I mean, from the spike to coming back down, we take this system and it begins to help us. You will notice quickly within a couple days the difference in the signaling, the food noise going away, not having the hunger, the cravings, the late night snacking. And we have seen that happen across the board for people. So we had what, a year and a half of products, y'all, sell last month alone. And they've sold out 3 times because it is working. There was like 60,000 orders that are going out to people because this is an actual solution that's helping people. And so the cravings are calming down. Your people are feeling better. They're not going to be craving and, I mean, overeating, and they're going to be feeling like their pants are fitting better or whatever it is. So let me go ahead and share my screen and show y'all some actual testimonies. Um, I'm going to share my screen. So hang on just a second. Okay. All right. Can you give me a thumbs up, Deborah, if you can see this, if this is showing up for you? All right. Is everybody able to see this? This is the combo we've been talking about. The 3 things that are the GLP-1 is the Hunger Control, Black Cherry Lime Slim, the Restore, and then the balance. And then if people are really wanting to get even more support for their gut, which of course people can do just the gut health system if they're not looking for the extra support for their metabolism and losing weight and stuff. But this whole package is what both of us are on, and many who really are like, I want all the support for my gut, and I want to really help myself feel better. And you can get the separate GLP-1 combo by itself as well. It's a matter of what you're feeling that you want to do and your budget, but it is an amazingly affordable combo. And especially compared to what is out there with the shots and the synthetic versions, it is way more affordable. So it is a simple system. Like I said, your 1 drink and your 2 capsules. If you do the gut health support at night, that's going to be a routine you do before you go to bed. And now here's my results. This is just about 4.5 weeks in. No, this was a 5 week between these pictures, and losing 7 pounds, a lot of inflammation and bloat, feeling better in and actually the jeans are the same pair of jeans, and I had actually washed them and they were tighter, but yet looser in a lot of places. And I could barely have even my buttoned in the one on the left, which my grandson was born in February. That picture was taken in February. And this one right here was just a few weeks ago. And look at this result, y'all. I'm telling you, this targets belly fat. It is incredible. Now, this took a little bit longer of a journey for this lady. Doesn't matter what your age is, men it's working for, doesn't matter how skinny, this girl is not really overweight, but she saw more toning and definition, and her belly's flattened out more. Some people have more to lose. It's really working across the board for people. And this is a friend of mine, only a month results, y'all. The thing that's interesting too is that you've got people who may not be seeing a massive scale difference right away, but they're dropping inches, and then their clothes are fitting better. And then there are some, like my friend Danny, which I'm going to there's some here that do have bigger weight loss results. Let me get to my friend Danny. Oh, and this one right here, we actually went to the same trip with her. The picture on the left was right at the end of January. And only 4 weeks later, this was the difference of what this combo did for her. She was already on gut health, by the way, and all she did was add in this new system. This is Danny. Danny here, I think, had lost about 12 pounds. She's now lost 15 pounds. This will work for so many people. Again, and here's a lady who is in her 60s. She's lost 35 pounds. I'm personally friends with her. So anyway, all that to show you just a little bit of the results of literally the hundreds and thousands of results that people are getting. It is incredible what this is doing. And I know that this is going to be something that's going to bless you as well. And so if is there anything else we should add? You say like we should that I didn't say?
No, I think you covered.
Oh, I know what I needed to tell you. We're adding a couple of other things together to even help this be better because, like I mentioned, what causes a hindrance to the signaling is things like stress, of course, sleep, the way we eat, and things like that. So we have a challenge group that's already going. And it is amazing because it's giving accountability. There's prizes, there's tips about how to get in protein. And one of the things we're doing with this combo to get even better results is that we're prioritizing protein, eating protein first. Y'all, this is just a free tip for you. If you eat your protein before you have your carbohydrates, this is a natural way to help your body because you won't have that spike of the blood sugar and glucose, and it's going to naturally help the cortisol, naturally help that GLP-1 signaling. And then on top of that, if you're not snacking between your meals, which this combo is going to help you not to want snacks, okay? Because that's something I wouldn't have been able to do before. But they found that the fasting between the meals, whether you have 2 meals a day or 3 meals a day, is another key to the signaling being clear. And then, of course, drinking your water. We always recommend getting in movement. And of course, sleep is to be prioritized. So, again, get with whoever invited you to check this out, to learn more about this, because we want to help you out and figure out what is the best fit for you. We do have other products that do address if you're struggling with chronic pain or autoimmune issues, if you want to fill nutritional gaps with vitamins, if you want help with like collagen, hair, skin, nails, things like that, even kids' vitamins, we have a lot more to offer. This was just more targeting the gut health and the hormones and the GLP-1. So we just wanted you to know about that. We can give you more information though about this and reach out to whoever added you on this or invited you here so that we can help find for you what's the best fit. So I'm going to end this recording right here. Thank you for jumping on.